Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
Boom, 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 boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Hey guys, super excited to come live tonight because we just had Christmas. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I hope that we all are safe, and if you're not, that you're getting well. But please like and subscribe. If you're new to this channel, this is the Warriors Quest Show. I'm the host, Jared A. Brown, and every week I generally will spotlight a chronic disease warrior who is searching for a living donor. All right, tonight's broadcast is a little bit different. So tonight I'll be actually um, we're going to be talking about somebody who in the kidney disease community who's passed away. And so we're paying tribute and we celebrate. So I try to do this as much as I can when someone either has a kidney transplant, and I try to do a video, a live broadcast to celebrate their success. And if they have, if they haven't, if they've passed away, then I also try to make sure that we celebrate that as well, celebrate their life. That's what we're doing tonight. So again, if you're new to the show, please subscribe. It helps us reach a broader audience if you do subscribe. And the more people we reach, the more lives we can give hope to. The more people that we can encourage and uplift. And that's what we're trying to do. And I want to give a special Shout out to David Pollock. Thanks, Chef David, for watching. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. I hope that you're doing well. And if you would comment what you cooked for Christmas, because really, really, um, I'm very impressed by what you do. And I'd be interested in finding out if you actually cooked for Christmas or if you just took it easy. Let me know in the comment section if you would. Um, who else is watching right now? Who's watching live? Um, if you do know him or if you don't know him, I'd still like to see your comments because the theme or the title of this show is "Do you have words for someone who passed on?" And whether you, hi Tanisha, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Tanisha. Tanisha Ellis is watching, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Tanisha. And we've got someone else who's probably watching from the Kidney Donor Awareness Group page. You need to give Restream permission to show your name and your picture. And if you do that, I'll know who you are. But anyway, and there's Bella. Maybe it was Bella, and then she went to YouTube. Hi, Bella. So the title is "Do you have words for someone who's passed on?" So just recently, TJ Silkowski has passed away, and this is somebody who's been on my show. I've interviewed him on my show, the Warriors Quest show, over a year ago, and then I co-hosted with Jonathan Traylor on his show, Hope with Jonathan, when he interviewed TJ Silkowski, and so Bella, I'm not sure if you remember TJ, but I'd like to see in the comment section any kidney warriors or anybody who does know and remember TJ Silkowski. And if you're watching this on a replay, please still comment as well. If you watch this after it's been when it's not live and you're replaying this, TJ is somebody I interviewed over a year ago, and the in the beginning, I got to be honest with you. In the beginning, I thought he was a little flaky. And, this happens sometimes when you meet somebody who's reserved or shy because sometimes it's hard to read their personality. You know what I mean? And that's how it was with this guy. And he rescheduled with me, and it was if in fact, the first time I was supposed to have him on my show, he had forgotten, and it wasn't that, again, it wasn't that he, and that's again why I thought he was a little flaky, but being shy and reserved, this wasn't part of his personality, or something that he looked forward to. And then when you have kidney disease, a lot of the people that I interview, sometimes with their health not being well, all right, that my lupus warriors and my kidney warriors, they get, their memory isn't as good. Hey, thanks for watching, Nash Boy. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your subscription, and thanks for tuning in. I'm doing very well, thank you. So the many of them will sometimes have a foggy brain, or their memory isn't as good because of what's happening. And so many times I'm very sensitive to this, where I'm not generally very upset. Again, I rescheduled, and then the second time something happened again, and so we had to but the third time was the charm, and I ended up interviewing him, and so this was kind of my way of getting to know him. But when I had him on my show, I'm going to show a clip. Um, and again, if you know TJ Silkowski, let me know. Put it in the comment section, and if you don't, please comment as well that you don't know him. But everybody can relate to my question for the title, all right? And if you don't know him, then it's unfortunate, but everybody goes through this, where we have had somebody whom we know, a loved one, a cousin, a friend, who has passed away, and then we have natural regrets of things that we wish we would have said, things that we wish we would have done. And if you have had that happen, where you wish you would have said something and you didn't get a chance to, please comment below. Comment and let me know, because this happened with my dad had cancer, and I knew he was, cancer was getting the best of him, and I knew he was going to pass away. But it went very fast. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for watching, Lisa. Lisa, today we're talking about, do you have words for someone who's passed on? Do you have a loved one who has passed away, and you have things that you wish you could have said? And my condolences, my deepest condolences, my deepest condolences to Candy and all of your family, Candy, because she has lost her kidney warrior husband on Friday. She doesn't know TJ, but the topic is rather timely. It is. And my deepest condolences to you and your family, Candy. I've been on my knees praying for you and your family, and I hope that you can have the Holy Spirit give you comfort in any way possible. So on the day after Christmas, I get a Facebook Messenger message from my twin brother Jeff, and he says, "Look at TJ's Facebook," and you're welcome, Candy. Again, my deepest condolences. And my twin brother directed me to TJ's Facebook feed, and I looked at his account, and there were people giving like condolences and saying rest in peace and things like that. And so it had appeared that he had passed away, and he did. And it just struck me. It really struck me, and it still does now. When, there have been kidney warriors that I've had on my show, and not all of them are still alive. You're welcome. And Candy, again, everybody who's watching, if you could please encourage and give comfort to Candy, that would be appreciated. I would be very, very thankful for anyone who can pray for Candy and give her words of encouragement. So this, what's happened with TJ, it struck me again. I I'm a very compassionate person. I have a lot of empathy. One would say perhaps I'm even an empath, because empathy just comes very naturally for me. It really does. And I could see someone out on the street, and I could see the look on their face, and I can imagine or almost feel how they're actually feeling. And so it struck me. And my twin brother, thank you for watching. My twin brother's watching, and he knows what I'm talking about. Um, I've I've made some posters for TJ. My twin brother has advocated for TJ, made posters and videos. And when you have a personal sort of conviction to help as many people as possible, that's the kind of empathy that I have. As I want to try to reach as many people as possible in this endeavor, in what I'm doing. And so when someone passes away, it's like, what could I have done differently? That's how I measure myself. Is I wish, I think about things that I could have done differently, because what if I had, you know, done some different things? Maybe I could have made a bigger impact or made a bigger difference with social media, or maybe if my videos would have been shared a little bit more, if I would have shared it at a better time of the day. So all those things come to mind. I'm sure you all can relate when you've had somebody who's passed away. And so I've gone through that, and it was just the day after Christmas, and it's tough. It really is, because my dad passed away in 1993 of cancer on December 9th, and that was before Christmas. And so um, for for Candy's family and for TJ's family, the Silkowski family, when something like this happens in the month of December, especially so close to Christmas, it's so difficult. It really is. Christmas is supposed to be a holiday in which you're supposed to be happy, and when something like this, it makes it less than happy, and it makes it tough moving forward, especially for your first this or first that. And so, again, thank you for all of you that are reaching out and commenting to Candy. Um, Please pray for her and her family. And I'm going to bring the comment up here. This is why it's so important to do what we do while the person is alive. Taking the time to give them an encouraging word, just simply to show them love. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder, because um, it's so important, because it is. I, I wanted to do this video for a couple reasons. Number one is I wanted to celebrate his life, so I want to try to move on and not talk about some sad things, so we can celebrate his life. And so, number one, I wanted to celebrate his life. Number two, I want to bring more awareness to what's happening, for a couple of reasons. Number one is for, and I'm not blaming anybody, but it's TJ was on peritoneal dialysis (PD), and it seems as though, from information that I have, is that there must have been a case of peritonitis, and that infection, of course, as you all may know, because of the connection, the access point, that that infection could go directly, into a person's main, you know, main source of living, and it when it travels there, it can act fast, and so peritonitis is something I wanted to bring more awareness about. Um, I'm not saying that PD is bad. It's worked out very well for many, many people. And PD is a very good choice for many, many people. Again, it's a topic that I think that we need to talk about, so that we can have more warriors hear about peritonitis, and to be more cautious and careful about it. Um, you know, Tanisha Ellis, if I'm not mistaken, she's had it. Or Lisa Gee, she's saying she's had it before. Bella, when you were on PD, did you ever have peritonitis? Let me know in the comments section if you're still listening. So peritonitis is real. It hurts. It can make you very sick, and it's very serious. And so, again, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it, do this today, is to bring more awareness to the severity, the seriousness of peritonitis. And I wanted to also talk about the urgency, much like Bella has just said, is that I want to talk about how urgent it is that while people are still alive, people like Tanisha Ellis right now, who's looking for a kidney donor, and other people that have been on my show recently, it's so important that we help all of them that are still alive, still doing dialysis, that we try to make sure that we give them our attention, that we encourage them, so they don't fall into a deep depression, that we give them encouraging words about, just giving them any sort of encouraging words is so important. You never know what kind of a day somebody's having. And with my faith, I work on inspiration, and Bella knows what I mean. Is the spirit just talks to you, and sometimes you may not know why, but you may be inspired to say hello and have a good day to somebody, and by doing that, you may make somebody's day, and you may make them smile, and you just never know. And Eva Candy says that she's taken care of hundreds of people with it, both kidney and non-kidney patients, and it's a horrible infection. The people that I've interviewed, almost 3 years now in the show, I've Hi, Lisa. Lisa Baxter's watching. Thanks for watching, Lisa. Um, e- every single person that I've interviewed, that I have interviewed previously, have told me and expressed how painful it is. Oh, I'm sorry. It sounds like Lisa is on the way to the hospital. If you are, I hope you're okay, Lisa. Thoughts and prayers your way, Lisa. If you're on the way to the hospital right now, if I'm reading this right, God bless you. Hope you're well. So, yeah, yes. Happy New Year to you, Lisa. Boom, 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 boom. That's right. I'm trying to bring the boom, boom, boom. It's hard on a video like this where we're talking about someone who's passed away, but all right, so maybe I misunderstood that. All right, so hopefully you're okay, and hopefully I misunderstood. She says she's fine, so maybe I read that wrong. Well, God bless you anyway, because you're an important part um, of my life. Each and every person that I'm connected to in the kidney disease community, after what's happened to TJ, I want to tell every single person that either is watching now or will watch this later. You mean a lot to me, every single person. Bella, Lisa Baxter. Um, uh, I've got Bella, or I mean, Tanisha Ellis. Any other people that are watching now that just aren't commenting. Anybody that's already been previously interviewed on my show, and anybody that I've been connected with on my Facebook group page, kidney donor awareness, or through my twin brother Jeff, or through the lupus community. Anybody who is watching right now, if I don't get a chance to tell you later, I want to tell you right now, I love you. I love you all. And I want to make sure that you understand how much I appreciate you and how much I think about all of you every single day when I'm thinking about what I can do to make a difference. If I don't get a chance, and this life is short, you never know. Okay, maybe I don't make it tomorrow. Maybe I get the pink slip, so to speak, and I don't make it. Then hopefully I get a chance, on this video to tell you all, and I hope that you all know that. If you don't, especially, I mean, Candy, during this time, again, my thoughts and prayers are with you continually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show I'm going to show a clip. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show a clip of the beginning interview of my video with TJ. You're welcome, Candy. So bear with me while I change my screen just a little bit. All right, so it's going to show a smaller screen of me because I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to be putting the comments up on the screen. You'll see the comments on the other section there, and then I'm going to share my screen and show the video. So bear with me. All right, so it's my very first interview with him. Oh, clicked on the wrong button. Even I make mistakes, right? All right, here we go. Share the screen. All right, Chrome tab, and I named it "The Untold Story About Dialysis" because he talks in this video about peritoneal dialysis, and then we get introduced to his dog. And I'm not going to play the whole video; it's like a 45-minute, hour-long video, but I'm going to play it right here, and I'm going to share the audio. So bear with me. Here we go. All right, I'm going to play it. Press the play button. Oh, the volume's down. My bad. Here we go. Introduce yourself. Let's give our followers a little introduction. Let them know where you're from, what you're all about.
My name's TJ Silkowski. I'm from Naugatuck, Connecticut originally. Living in Newtown, Connecticut. I just came back to Connecticut. I went to Pennsylvania for a few years. Now I'm here, and unfortunately looking for a kidney. But keeping my spirits up, staying positive.
Very nice. All right, all right.
Help your brother. It's you guys are fantastic.
Yeah, he's relentless, isn't he?
Well, both of you are.
Yeah.
Great.
For sure, yeah. Hey, thanks for watching, Elizabeth Sterling. Thanks for watching. She's a an avid follower. Man, I love the support she gives us. So, all right, so I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to play the whole video again, but I just wanted to share that to get so that if any of you that perhaps don't remember him or don't know him, it gives you a glimpse of my first interview with him. Is he 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 spoke very highly of me, and I always I get I'm humbled when people do that because I genuinely love what I do because I want to help as many people as possible, and I when I say that I genuinely mean that. I want to try to help as many people as possible, and when someone speaks highly of that, it you I, it was humbling, and it's gratifying to hear when someone speaks like that, and then it means a lot to my twin brother as well, and so the interview goes forward. Again, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to condense it. Is that in the interview? Maybe I'll fast. I won't. I'm tempted to fast forward to this part in the video, but we get to see a glimpse of his dog, and this is one of the reasons why in the interview I got to know him better. And as soon as I started interviewing him and his personality started to come forward a little bit more, it's like when if you ever know somebody who's has a reserved personality, sometimes they're shy, but sometimes they're just a little quiet. But then you get them to talk, and they start to open up, right? And that's how it was with TJ. And all of a sudden he started opening up, and I got to get to know him better, and we connected more. And then when he started talking about his dog and you could hear the dog barking in the background, I immediately started really liking this guy because I love dogs. I love animals, but and I love cats. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't misunderstand me right meow, all right? Because I love cats too, but I just really, really, really love dogs, and he loves his dog, and he just talked about his relationship with his dog. Now that we're talking, I've got my dog in the background actually barking. I don't know if you could hear my dog, but um, and I really loved that. I really did, and so he's it's his best friend. His dog is his best friend, and just a great guy. Even though he was quiet, even though he was kind of soft spoken when he did talk, when he did actually speak, when he talked, it mattered, and it mattered more, I think, because he was kind of quiet, and man, everybody that I know that is connected with him, whether it's my twin brother or Chris Acosta or anybody else who does know him or has been connected with him through advocacy or the kidney disease community. They know what I'm talking about. He's just a good guy. And so anytime, it's tough. And I know that even the good people aren't exempt, that God has another calling for him, and that God's asking him to do something else on the other side. This is a probationary period. This is I'll hopefully I don't get too religious or too uh but it's with the new Matrix movie out with Keanu Reeves, I with religious connotations, I make that analogy that that this life is kind of like the Matrix, where although this is real, not some sort of computer, driven program or whatever, or code, it's this is just the probationary period, and when we leave this, that's going to be the real world, so to speak. And so sometimes when we gain a testimony and we get a testimony, it's almost like we're taking the blue pill or red pill, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm a sci-fi guy too, so I apologize for the analogy. But my faith always draws me near to people when they pass away, and I think about what I still am left to do, and why I'm still here, and why God hasn't called me up or given me the pink slip. And so far, there's still work for me to do, I guess. Yeah, Bella says that she says the same thing. Amen. It's like we're living in the Matrix. This isn't the real life. You know, um, Amen. And it's sometimes we think it is, and we get we get focused on secular things, worldly things, and we've got to. I encourage all of you again. When someone passes away, my faith draws me closer to God, and I can't help but think of different things I could do differently, things I can improve on, and things I want to say to people that I haven't said in a while, and siblings that I need to connect with better, and stuff like that. Um, and I know that and Bella, I do oftentimes consider myself an empath, and I think that that's why oftentimes you and I we're connected that way very well, because we're both empaths and we can feel people and feel what they're what they may be feeling and stuff. And um, so I'm feeling a lot of these emotions, okay, and some of it is again melancholy, and some of it is also knowing that he's in a better place, and that that there are many people that are probably greeting him, whether it's our elder brother himself or our just heavenly personages, so on and so forth. And so it's not like he's in a bad place. I believe he's in a good place and it's better. And so there's often a little envy right there. Uh, Bear with me just a moment, okay? So if if I try to remember that, that's good, and those are good emotions when I try to remember my faith that way. And the other thing, is that what we have going on is that, and the reason why my emotions are all mixed up is that I also want to reach out and try to, I want to comfort those that are connected to these families, Candy's family and TJ's family, and I want to be able to, I feel poorly for them, and I start to think about his dog, and that's what really gets me a little bit down. I got to tell you, is I started to think about and wonder what's going on with his dog. He loves his dog, and I don't know, what may be happening with this dog and who's taking care of his dog, and it just makes me sad, and I got to stop thinking about that. I really do. Anyway, I did put in the comment section earlier, and I'm going to try to show it again. If anybody would like to, come on the show as a as a co-host, guest, whatever you want to call it, if you'd like to come on live with me and talk about either TJ himself, he himself, or talk about maybe someone who who's passed away before and things that you wish you would have said, then you're welcome to click on the link and come on. So, yeah, that's a great idea. I may actually reach out to TJ's family because I've been thinking about that. His dog and his family, and maybe I'll show them this link to the show and let them know I'm thinking about them. So, anyway, if you would like to come on, let me know, and I can bring you on, and you can discuss or talk about things that you want to do. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to do is I'm going to show a another video that I put together of. I put it together to kind of show photos of TJ and his family. I'm going to show that now. I inadvertently left that on there a long time, but um, let's pray. Yes, amen. I hope and pray that somebody's taking care of his dog. I really, I need to stop thinking about that because that really does get me down thinking about his dog, because especially when I show this video, you, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, his dog. Hold on, bear with me a moment. I'm gonna go small here, and I'm gonna. All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, so looks like I may have Steve Belcher trying to come on as well. That's good. Thanks for. Anyway, so I'm going to share this little video here, okay? And so while I'm doing that, I'm going to make the chat screen on the side here go away. so I can show the video. And I put it together rather quickly. Hopefully, oh, I already added it. Here we go. I muted my mic while that video was going. I actually started it over, almost start over again, which isn't a bad thing. Let me know what you think. I think it's a pretty dope beat. I like that beat, but the photos, you could see some of them. You could see his reserved personality where he wasn't smiling, and then some of them you saw him smile, and then the photos with his dog. Tell me you can't get a sense of how much he loved his dog. Oh my gosh. It So we've got a comment here I want to put up on the screen. Lisa, of course, has lost her husband. Here I'm going to up a little bit side by side. Here we go. So when Lisa lost her husband, she's putting a comment here I'm going to put up on the screen here. I would tell my husband, parents, and siblings I love them more than what I did. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you being candid and expressing that, because I think that if I'm going to reach out to my sister Judy, I'm going to reach out to my sister Danny and some other siblings that I haven't maybe talked to in a while, and but if I could say something to my father who passed away, I'd probably say, Dad, thank you for what you've taught me by your example. I think that's what I would tell him if I had a chance. So in the comment section, what you guys would say if you could say someone who's passed away. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, Jared, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. We had that problem the other time with
Yeah.
restreaming my mic. So great,
Right.
man. Thank you for bringing me on, man. You're talking a good topic, man, that unfortunately happens to a lot of kidney warriors, and not just kidney warriors, but people
in general. You're right.
People in general. But what we do in the space that we work in, advocating for, just the kidney disease advocacy space. We've even during the shows between you and I, came across a lot of people that passed away, that's been on our show. And not only that, but even me working as a dialysis nurse over 37 years, hundreds, and I'm not saying that as exaggerating, but I've met
Right.
hundreds of
Literally.
patients throughout my 7-year career that passed away. You know, I saw them, I seen them for say 2 years straight, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or when I worked. And this particular day, I come to work expecting to see them. You know, you set up their machine and you get everything ready. And next thing you know, they don't show up, and you
They
call
don't show
their
up.
home to find out that they passed away. Very, very heartbreaking. Um, you know, when I went to see a therapist years ago, they, you know, I told her the type of job I had and what was going on. They like asked me how I dealt with that, because I dealt with a lot of death in
Mm-hmm.
this field, and sometimes it's not hard mentally. You got to be prepared for, you know, this type of work. Sometimes it almost have you setting boundaries with patients because you don't want to get close for the fact that they may pass away.
Right, right.
And so, how, you know, with this disease, how do you know what words to say and when to say it? Because you don't know when death can occur. So, I guess for me, you know, someone who may be at risk, or anyone, uh, you know, that may be in a vulnerable situation to where the possibility of death, you know, because of a disease. But anyone can
Right.
pass away at any
Anybody.
time. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm speaking if someone goes to say dialysis, or just in a vulnerable position when it comes
Right.
to that each day, man, just tell them that you love them, and love on them, man, and uh you know, be the best version of you could be. And I even say
Mm-hmm.
that for myself, because we're not promised tomorrow.
We're not. It can happen. Right.
You know, we're not promised tomorrow. Um,
Life is short. It is.
and it seems like, especially now, it's short when it comes to, you know, COVID, what's going on now. That's like, man, that's killing a lot of people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even have to have a chronic illness to pass away from COVID.
No, you don't. Um, you know, and the you know, and that gets that's another topic, but even children are getting COVID because of the Omicron, variant. It's happening
Right,
even with
right.
kids.
You
And,
know,
and wow.
yeah, yeah. Um, you know, Jared, I seen a comment.
Which comment is
I
that?
think it scrolled down with Tanisha Ellis, the one for Lisa Baxter comment.
Okay. Yeah, I had an older lady love talking to, and I wasn't.
Oh no,
uh,
not that one. Come down.
Okay, hold on. Let's
It's
find it.
it's the one right before Lisa Baxter, where she said, as a social worker.
Okay. Oh, okay. Found it. Here it is. It's hard to deal with because you get used to seeing that person. I think is what she's saying. It.
Right, something like that. And what I wanted to say about that, I mean, technically, we all have an expiration date.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we're all, you know, are here for a short period of time, and we move on. And what I mean by moving on, like she said, it's hard to deal with because you're used to seeing that person. And that is
Right.
so true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. However, I think it takes a mindset to adjust, you know, that again, we're all every separate, I'm not going to be here.
We're not exempt. Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
exempt.
yeah. And that's just the society and the world that we live in. Um, and I think one is one that you can't prepare for that, but I guess if you're a spiritual person, you could take heart in that, anyone who passes away are in a better place than
Place.
what we are.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to deal with COVID and stress and the ways of this world, that's that's an everyday fight.
It is. And the thing about, I've had some other kidney disease patients talk about that, and you've talked about it, where that some of these patients you see on a day-to-day basis, you as a nurse, and then they as patients on a day-to-day basis. And like she said, she gets so used to seeing that other person, and
Yes.
and when that doesn't happen, that strikes you and resonates with you probably more, has a bigger impact, right? Because it's not just somebody you saw, like, I don't know, at the other end of the room. It's somebody you interacted with, and it has a bigger
Oh,
impact.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said, when you work at a place for 5, 6 years and you see the same person, every Monday, Tuesday, every Monday,
Right.
Wednesday, Friday, or every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for 2, 3, 4 years. Five these patients go to these units 8, 9, 10, 15 years, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's almost like you become family to a certain degree. And then next thing you know, person doesn't come in and you call their house and they passed away. I mean,
Wow, that happens.
listen, it was this one young lady, man. I can never forget this one. I was working and I got kind of close to her, and she was like 25 years old. Like, remind me of my daughter. This was maybe like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. I was working at this unit, maybe about 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in her 20s, had 5 kids. Okay. Uh, she was HIV positive, had kidney disease. Like I said, about 25 years old with 4 or 5 kids. And it was around the holiday. And I really took to this young lady. And next thing I know, they came in and told me that she passed away. And I had to, like, where we worked at as a physician office building and the hospital, like, directly across the street. I had to, like, leave the floor immediately and go to the hospital chapel because I was so upset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I never forget that, man. Yeah,
It,
that's
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure that all that will always be imprinted, and it'll be in your brain. And and that's my twin brother's. He's commenting from the kidney donor awareness page, but it's he hasn't given Restream permission, so it's coming up as Facebook user. But he's the one that's saying that 13 people die every day of kidney disease, and he's putting in some stats here, and
Oh
and
yeah, man. And it's probably more than that. That's just what they're telling us.
mm-hmm. Right.
I'm sure it's way more than that.
You're probably right. You know,
Underreported.
right, because there are sometimes homeless people, or this other people that aren't counted and tallied, right? It's just
Absolutely.
yeah. So that was one of the reasons. Again, I wanted to celebrate his life and talk about some of the good things. I wanted to talk about his dog, the love he had for his dog, the good nature that he has, and how good of a man he is. The second reason I wanted to talk about peritonitis and how the severity and the seriousness of it. And then the third thing is, again, I mean, those are all those could all be topics for different shows, honestly. But the other thing is just the third thing is what we're talking about right now is just to make sure, like my twin brother said just a moment ago, is to reach out the people who in the kidney disease community, lupus community, or anybody that you're connected with, as much as possible, because you may not be able to say what you want to say. You never know. So just reach out to as many people as possible, because I I mean I remember seeing a post from TJ on Christmas Day. You know what I mean? And then and the next day he was gone. And I
Yeah,
so
you know what, Jared? Let me just say this: with peritonitis, that's not something that um take a person out. That's normally a treatable infection with vancomycin,
mhm.
antibiotic, and gentamicin, depending on the bacteria of what it is. So I know many patients that were on peritoneal that gotten peritonitis. Some lose the catheter, the PD catheter. Some don't. Then if they lose the catheter because of the peritoneum being
And they've got to go
spreading,
on
or yeah, and
go
so
back on hemodialysis.
exactly. So not to get into Mr. TJ's business, but I mean it's a possibility that he could have passed from something contributing to that, or
Right,
we don't know.
right,
But what I'm just
right.
saying
We
is
don't know
that,
all the details.
yeah, what I'm saying is that peritonitis is not something that usually a patient would pass away from, because it's treatable.
Hmm.
You know, not unless this person, not him per se, but if someone had that, and it passed away from that they had that infection that was not being treated uh, for a long period of time, and it developed into something more than peritonitis, like a
Yeah, so that's my
bloodstream
twin brother.
infection or sepsis.
Yeah, my twin brother's responding right here. So I guess he had peritonitis, but I
Oh,
guess
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Okay,
a contributing factor, like you
yeah,
said,
yeah,
where it
yeah. And
officially,
and
yeah,
and thanks, Jeff, for um, you know, um, what's the word I want to use? Of
adding to that or
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
feedback,
of
right?
clarifying
Mm-hmm.
that, of clarifying that, because Jared, this is the thing. A lot of people, most patients that pass away on dialysis, or that's on dialysis, that's passed away, is normally contribute to a heart attack. It's it's
Right.
it's, it's, it's
Cardiovascular
related.
issues.
It's
Mm-hmm.
related because somebody like have, say, high potassium. High potassium could cause disruption of the electrical circuit in the heart and cause arrhythmias and heart attacks. So yeah, that's it. They die from kidney disease, but it's contribute to like heart attack.
Right.
That's like one of the number
Um,
one causes.
it is. It is. And because the heart goes under a lot of stress because of
Exactly.
dialysis. You're as Lisa Baxter says, you ain't never lied.
Yeah, Jared, this is this. unfortunately, by us doing the shows, you doing the Warriors Quest, man, I can't. I mean, we done been here so many times talking and memorializing, kidney
We have.
warriors because of their untimely death. It's just a shame, man, that people are put in this position because of maybe some type of congenital defect or diabetes or hypertension or lupus
Right.
um,
Mm-hmm.
or
FSGS or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Right.
That now they got to deal with this, and it's just, to me, man, makes me continue to do what I want to do. So to advocate and warn people, man, to especially if they're not on dialysis, to get checked for your kidney disease or your numbers, and keep blood pressure and glucose in check, or anyone that's on dialysis from doing different shows to patient education that we used to do in the unit, but it's not done in the unit anymore because of the whole dialysis process and the way they have everything set up, that you don't have time to sit down with 30 or 40 patients to go over some education. It's not
So I'm
like that anymore.
showing a comment here that Candy is sharing. I know this is still a very difficult time in your life right now, Candy.
Yeah, shout
And
out to
any.
Candy. My condolences
Mm-hmm.
to her
Amen.
family.
Amen to that.
And so that's why it's very important that this community on Facebook or social media, this kidney community that we were fortunate in to do these shows and educate, come together. I mean, I know there's different shows, different platforms that are coming up. And I saw a guy, Philip, I can't think of his last name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Philip
from Second
Harris
Chance.
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah. And so these shows and other shows, it's very important that we support and watch and just be mindful of this, because 10 years ago, there wasn't nothing like this.
No, not at all.
Talking about it.
Yeah,
And Candy said, see, Candy mentioned that her husband passed away from multiple organ failure due to bacteremia. And see, again, that's what, with some of these infections, that I try to even educate on, when someone's in doubt and they had an access in their arm or, the catheter, it's very important that they make sure that they keep the areas clean, and the people at the unit are using proper infection control protocol when they handling your catheter or wiping your arm with antiseptic solution. Because when we put those needles in or get access to the catheter, if germs are on your glove, they can get into the catheter and go down into that catheter into your heart, or in your arm if you're not careful.
Oh my gosh, right.
When you stick the needle in, you can introduce bacteria into the bloodstream.
Right.
And that can
all
cause
right there.
and that can cause an infection. So Jerry, that's why I do what I do, because a lot of people, they go to dialysis, they don't think about that stuff. They put their trust in the caregiver's hand, the technician or the nurse. But to err is human.
It
okay?
is. Mm-hmm. We all
So
do.
we all make errors. And if someone is not watching or being mindful or paying attention to what they're doing, hooking you up on dialysis or whatever the case, that can cause you to get a bloodstream infection.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll wonder, like, how did I get this?
This happened, yeah.
Yeah, it happens a lot, bro. I mean, in fact,
Yeah.
people die from this each year
Mm-hmm.
from a bloodstream infection.
Well, we're coming to the end right here,
Sure,
and
man.
I can't say, it's hard to put in words how I felt since I found this out about TJ, and then I found out shortly thereafter about Candy's husband who passed away, and my condolences to Candy's whole family. My condolences to the Silkowski family.
Absolutely.
And we've got Shane Blanchard coming in here at the tail end of the show, but I want to give a shout out to him. I hope he's still recovering well and doing well. So it's to kind of end on a good note again is I just want to say that I do remember TJ in regards to somebody who, again, had a strong love for his dog. And then my twin brother's talking about he had two dogs, and one was named Rocky. And I do remember how, I was able to get him to open up after talking to him, and how he kind of got animated when he talked about his dog. And just and every now and then he would comment on my Warriors Quest show, either live or afterwards, um, or I would bump into him in other shows, and or on one of my twin brothers' posts, whatever it may be. But I just know they had a big heart, good person, and I'm sure, even though I have not met Candy's husband, I can't imagine that. From how she's talked, and just knowing Candy the way we do, that
Mm-hmm.
that she's lost, and there's a big void, and that he meant a great deal to her and her family. And so, um, please reach out to those whom you love, and make sure that if it is somebody who's next to you in a chair and you're going to in-clinic dialysis, make sure you say something to them, because you never know if you'll see them again. And I appreciate you coming on, Steve. Thank you. I know,
All
I
right,
know
I'm
that
going to
you,
leave and let you
yeah,
close the show. Thank you, everyone. Jared, stay blessed.
you
Talk to
too,
you
brother.
soon.
Peace and
All
blessings,
right.
brother.
Great show. This is a great show, man. Thank you for inviting me on.
You're welcome.
All right. Let me get out of here.
So again, I'm thankful for everyone who's commented. Thankful for any shares. Thankful for I'm thankful for Steve Belcher. I'm thankful for Candy. I'm thankful for my twin brother. I'm thankful for Melissa Bias, Tanisha Ellis, Lisa Baxter, Bella Winston, Shane Blanchard, Lisa Gee. Trying to think of anybody else who may have commented. And Tafaro Cook and Philip Harris Jr. from A Second Chance. Thankful for Jonathan Traylor. Thankful for thankful for thankful for my wife and my family, my siblings. I'm thankful for my God and the relationship I have with Him. So stay blessed, be safe. All right, with everything that's going on, we're still in a pandemic. Please be safe. Do whatever you can to be safe, and especially on New Year's Eve, try to be as safe as possible. And yes, I'm going to see if I can share this link to this show with his family, and I'm going to try to reach out and at least give my condolences. And if you could all continue to give your encouragement, your support to Candy and her family, as well as TJ's family, Silkowski, TJ, and the Silkowski family. Thank you. Be blessed. Be safe on New Year's Eve. And let's look forward to a very prosperous 2022. Okay. Thanks. Peace. Where's that outro? I know I've got it. All right. Here it is. Peace. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.